Qualcomm might use Samsung Fab instead of TSMC for future chips. Samsung Foundry is reportedly on the verge of reclaiming some 2nm business from TSMC, which has been facing challenges with low yields. TSMC's yield for 2nm test runs is currently 60%, while typical yields for mass production are around 70%. This shift could be a significant turnaround for Samsung, especially after losing Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 production to TSMC due to its previous yield issues. Factors influencing the potential switch of Nvidia and Qualcomm to Samsung include TSMC's rising costs, with a projected price increase of 5% to 10% for advanced chips and a 50% hike in the cost of silicon wafers for 2nm. However, Samsung's lower yields may increase costs for clients as more silicon wafers would be needed to meet demand. TSMC's limited capacity for 2nm chips, primarily reserved for Apple, poses another challenge for the foundry, which holds a 64.9% share of the global semiconductor market. Additionally, reports indicate that Apple may not utilize TSMC's 2nm process for the upcoming A19 and A19 Pro chipsets, opting instead for the third-generation 3nm node due to cost considerations. Attracting new 2nm business is seen as crucial for Samsung Foundry's survival, as it is currently facing significant financial losses and a stark deficit in market share compared to TSMC. iPhone 17 Air's thickness and price range revealed in new report. Apple's purported iPhone 17 Air, a substantially slimmer device with potential trade-offs as we learn of pricing. Emerging data indicates Apple is engineering an exceptionally slender iPhone 17 Air, aiming for a mere 6.25mm thickness, a reduction of approximately 20 to 25% compared to iPhone 16 models, representing the thinnest iPhone to date. Projected to launch at a price point comparable to the iPhone 16 Plus, starting at $899 US, this ultra-thin device is anticipated to supersede the iPhone 17 Plus. Key specifications include a 6.6-inch display and a 19-chip, a single rear camera, a dynamic island, and 8 GB of RAM for enhanced Apple Intelligence capabilities. However, achieving this slim profile may necessitate compromises in certain features relative to Pro models. Concurrent reports suggest Samsung's parallel development of a similarly thin smartphone, the Galaxy S25 Slim, underscoring a prevailing industry trend toward ultra-slim designs. Both devices are expected to be in the 6mm thickness range and are scheduled to debut around September 2025. Samsung might not use its own memory chips in the upcoming Samsung Galaxy S25 series. Samsung's Galaxy S25 series may predominantly incorporate Micron DRAM chips. A Korean report suggests that most Galaxy S25 models will utilize Micron's DRAM as primary memory, signifying a substantial shift as Samsung, the leading memory chip producer globally, will become a secondary supplier for its own flagship phone. This decision reportedly stems from Micron's superior 10nm class DRAM chips, manufactured using the 1 billion process, which reportedly offer enhanced performance and reduced heat dissipation compared to Samsung's current offerings, indicating potential deficiencies in Samsung's memory chip technology and manufacturing process. This development potentially represents a challenge for Samsung Semiconductor, as Samsung Foundry prioritizes a competitor's product, implying that Micron's chips provide superior price-to-performance ratio and indirectly acknowledging Samsung's challenges in areas such as high-bandwidth memory and ultra-low-power DRAM are true. The upcoming Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 2 might outshine Apple's M4 CPU in single-core performance, making a potential rival to Apple's M4 chip. According to a reliable tipster, Qualcomm's upcoming Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 2 and MediaTek Dimensity 9500 system-on-chips are poised to challenge Apple's M4 chip, particularly in single-core performance. Currently, Apple competition has caught up in multi-core performance, but have fallen behind in single-core performance as of lately. Now, that will all be history, as future chips have not only caught up to Apple Silicon, but it appears they will surpass Apple Silicon in single-core performance. Both the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 2 and Dimensity 9500 are expected to utilize ARM version 9 architecture with SEMI support and leverage advanced packing manufacturing processes like TSMC's third-generation 3nm fabrication and Samsung's second-generation 2nm wafer, leading to significant performance gains while increasing efficiency. The improved architecture and manufacturing processes are projected to push the single-core Geekbench 6 scores of these chips close to 4,000 points range, surpassing the performance of Apple's M4 chip found in the iPad Pro. While Apple is anticipated to release its M5 chip in mid-2025, this leak suggests that Qualcomm and MediaTek are making significant strides in closing the performance gap with Apple's mobile chips, potentially even exceeding them in certain aspects. This development signifies a growing competition in the mobile system on a chip market, with Qualcomm and MediaTek actively challenging Apple's dominance, particularly after already surpassing Apple's multi-core performance and dominance this year with their current flagship chips. Please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you can be notified of all new content. We have an all-new OnePlus 13 on the way and are eager to perform an unboxing and review for you in the next few days. Thank you for viewing and have a wonderful rest of the day.